Hey guys, welcome to ProKite Albirondina. I'm here with Annelous Lammerts from Netherlands, and today we want to have a look at how many transitions we can do while kiteboarding. So what do you think, how many of transitions there are?
I mean, there are so many, but let's see how many we end up with.
So first turn, the most basic one.
Well, yeah, the most basic turn is just slowly sending your kite up, sitting in the water and sending it in a new direction. The key for this one is wait till your kite is all the way at 12 and really take the time.
Okay, but if I want to stay dry, you know, if you're on the shooting, what do you do if you need to turn?
I mean, the next step is of course not getting wet, and this is doing the normal transition, which is doing everything a little bit faster. So just before you really lose all your speed and sit in the water, you send your kite in a new direction. And really make sure to, when you're riding upwind, push a little bit harder to keep the tension in the kite and then send your kite.
Okay, so the definitely majority of our turns are going to be upwind turn because that's how we go upwind, but if you want to do things with little speed, what's next?
So next is the downwind turn, which we call the JIBE. It's super fun, you can do it with a lot of speed and especially set a really big spray. What
is the easiest jibe to do if I want to start with them?
So the easiest jibe is doing the toe side to heel side jibe. So before doing this, you actually want to do a 180. You can do this either on the water or jump a little 180. And then you're gonna go from your toe side edge, send your kite and make a turn to your heel side edge.
Okay, the next jibe?
So the next one is not doing a 180 and basically just doing a jibe from heel side to toe side. Here you send your kite and move your weight from your heel side to the toe side wheel of the board. And what really helps is really like bringing your chest to the other side, so really bringing it to the water.
Okay, but now when we want to make the jibes a little bit more effective, or you need more power, how we can get more power out of the jibe?
I mean, the best thing is to do a down loop, which is actually not that easy. You want to try this in not too much wind. Basically let go of your backhand and just pull on your front hand as much as you can, and we'll do a small down loop. And since you're going with your kite, it's not gonna pull that much.
And then I see you like often, you know, like after the trick, just doing like a kind of a fast turn downwind.
Yeah, true. So you can also just jump into a 180 and straight into the carve.
Okay, so just basically the same thing, just like do it very fast. Maybe already start sending the kite before and just...
Exactly, you're not taking the time to really make this big turn, but you're going straight from 180, boom, into the jump.
You can also slash the cameraman with the water. Right?
Yes, always a good plan.
Always a good plan. Okay, so I think that covers the transitions while in water, but what if I want to go a little bit aerial, add a little spice to it? What's the next step?
I mean, then you definitely have to start with the jump transition. This is the first one, the most basic one, and from there you can go into a lot of other transitions.
Right.
So the jump transition is actually a little bit different than doing a regular jump. With a regular jump you send your kite quite far, like from 1 to 11 for example, but with what I do for the jump transition is not send it too far. So you kind of want to keep the kite right above you, so it's just going to pull you up, maybe a little bit less high as if you would send it full speed.
And maybe a little bit edge more into the water, right?
As well, so you really get only that upward pull and not the forward pull. And then you're almost hanging still on the water, like a meter above the water, and then you send it full on to the other side. You have to send it a bit harder than with a regular jump, continuing in the same direction.
Yeah, no, very last moment, send the kite in a new direction and voila. Okay.
Vamos.
Vamos.
Once you mastered this normal transition, you can add a little grab for the cameraman. The easiest one is the nose grab, so you basically just pull in your front leg and the board is right there to grab. It looks really nice.
And of course, good to mention with jumping transitions, if you need more power on the landing, you can add a loop, right?
Yes, exactly. Having a kite loop at the end will help you get that extra speed.
And I think if you're good with this nose grab, is there anything else we can add?
For sure. The next thing is to do a little one-footer. You have to go a little bit higher for it. So it might take a couple of tries, but it's fun and you can really stall it. Look back to your friends at the beach.
And now we're definitely in a photo session area, right?
Definitely showing off as well to to your friends. So.
I mean, like that might be a cover shot if you have a good background already, right?
And again, if you go a bit higher, you can add that little kite loop at the end.
Exactly. So when we know the basic transition, next step, I want to start to do some rotations. So how would you approach, like if I want to do some rotation transition, what should be the first step?
The first step is definitely the backroll, because when you're edging into a transition, you're pretty much already like halfway there. So if you just continue and pull your bar a little bit, the first one you can do is actually almost with your board not leaving the water. Just pull your kite a little bit, do a 360, and continue in the new direction.
And once this is done, then obviously the next step is the back roll transition.
Yes, exactly. So go for the back roll. I really like this one because you can get kind of inverted, you can add all sorts of grab, and it always looks really good on pictures. So yeah, compared to a normal back roll, you really want to send the kite all the way up to 12, pull the bar and try to keep the kite right at 12. So you're doing a back rotation, but you're pretty much hanging still above the water, and then once you're done, you send it in a new direction.
And if I can do that, I can do it with a grab, right?
Yes, definitely. It's really nice because you can grab with your front hand and you keep your backhand on the bar, and it's going to send the kite right in a good direction. So the next one is the front roll, which is definitely quite a bit harder than the back roll. The back roll makes a lot of sense in the transition. The front roll actually kind of not.
Because you have to go like one way and then another way.
Yeah, exactly. So actually the front roll transition, you have to be more aggressive than a normal front roll. So really aggressively look under your arm, pull in that front leg, and really, yeah, go for that front roll.
But it's still not like a dangerous thing because you're like...
Actually, the transitions, all of them are not dangerous because your kite is right above you. And just make sure that if something happens, don't really pull too hard on one side, just let go of the bar and you're fine. Your body movement is going to be aggressive, but the trick is super safe.
And the next one is probably one of the most visually pleasing trick, back roll hand drag.
Yeah, the back roll hand drag. It's a trick that anyone can learn, but still the pros are doing it, so it's a good one.
And it's crazy fun, you know, you wash your hands.
It's super fun, yeah. Compared to the back roll transition, actually you want to kind of take off with a very soft pop, almost before you would normally pop for your back roll transition. This is gonna give you some lift, but you're not gonna go high up, so you can actually reach the water.
And finally, as a cherry, you did the front roll hand drag. Was it the first time for you?
It was the first, I never tried it. I mean, it was the last one on the list, so we had to do it, and it was fun. Yeah, with the normal transition, when you're grabbing, you're rotating like kind of vertical, but here you really want to get it inverted, so it's like you're popping and taking off, and right after takeoff, you really want to throw like your shoulders and your head back over your back shoulder to get inverted and reach for the water.
Good job.
Thanks, Latsi.
Okay guys, thanks for watching. If we forgot some transition, please let us know. And if you have any other questions, Annelous is going to be happy to answer them in the comments. And I hope to see you on the water here at Kite Tricktip.
Yeah, looking forward to see all of you guys' transitions.